Word of Biology through Jaguar classes of Jagran Public School, Noida. Today I am starting the Unit 7 Genetics and Evolution, in which we will start our Chapter 5, that is Principles of Inheritance and Variation. This chapter basically includes important topics that we will cover during our other videos also: Mendelian inheritance, multiple allelism, linkage and crossing over, sex determination, chromosomal disorders, and Mendelian disorders. And today we will focus in two topics, that is introduction of genetics and Mendel's first law of genetics, which is known as law of dominance. The learning outcomes of today's class, you can see here. After today's class, you have to assess yourself to see that have you learned these knowledge-based outcomes, in which you will be able to recall basic knowledge of inheritance and heredity and principles of inheritance by Mendel's first law or law of dominance. Skill-based learning outcomes that we are expecting. After today's class, you will be able to practice your listening skills to define various terms of basic genetics and critically analyze the importance of sexual reproduction as an element of genetic variation in plants. The competencies that you will be able to achieve after learning today's class: collaborative learning, critical thinking and problem solving, communication and analytical skills. Now, let's start with our today's class. Fifth unit of 12th class biology, that is genetics and evolution, in which we will talk about the principle of inheritance and variation as introductory concept. In today's class, we will focus on principles of inheritance and variation, in which we will talk about introduction to genetics, and in which we will know about some genetic terms that are generally used in field of genetics, and Mendel's experiments and first law of genetics, that is known as law of dominance. Now we will start with the first question that I want to ask you. Do you resemble your parents? Yes, your answer is yes. Now, why we resemble our parents? That is the main question which is related with today's class on genetics. As you know that a horse resembles other horses and a rose plant looks like other rose plant. Similarities and differences among the members of all these different types of plants and animals are not coincidental. There is a phenomenon which is known as heredity that comes to understand this concept of genetics. Now the next question that you can ask, then how is it possible? Means why and how the concept of that genetics give you the answer of these two questions, and the answer came from the father of genetics, Gregor John Mendel, who has first time bring the answer of that question, or who has searched the answer of that question first time in the field of genetics. A brief sketch of Mendel's life that I want to share with you. He was an Australian monk born in 1882 in a peasant family of Moravia. In 1847, he became head of Augustinian monastery of Brunn, Austria, and now Brno in Czech Republic. Now, in this brief sketch of Mendel's life cycle is from 1856 to 65. He conducted breeding experiments on garden peas. Means in his lives, these 1856 to 65, he conducted many experiments which are related with the plant breeding, and the experimental plant that he has chose during his experiment was garden peas, and in his garden of monastery. His findings were published in 1866 and he died in 1884. A rediscovery of Mendelism I want to share with you. When he has done hard work to discover these principles, but unfortunately his work was not recognized at that time, and his work was recognized after 20 years of his death. And the rediscovery of Mendelism has started, but here, what are the reasons due to which his work was not recognized by the scientists, topmost scientists or higher authorities in the field of biological research? The first reason is work ahead of time, journal limited for circulation, in which his discovery or articles have been published, and not sure of his own finding. He was not sure of his own findings and not able to explain about the physical proof of the factors which later on discovered as the genes, because at that time the discovery of the cell structure and function is not in detail has been done by the scientists. The most important point due to which his discoveries were not recognized at that time, because of his mathematical approach, which was not acceptable at that time in the field of biology by the top known biologists at that time. Darwin's theory of evolution was on prominence at that time. That's why nobody has given importance to Mendel's theory or Mendel's principles, that we can also consider as one of the important point, that due to which his work was not discovered in his life. But after his death, and after 20 years of his death, rediscovery of Mendel's principles has been done by the three famous scientists or biologists at that time. One of them was Hugo de Vries of Netherlands, and he has performed the many experiments on hybridization process. Second scientist who has also contributed in the rediscovery of Mendel's principle, Karl Correns of Germany, and third scientist, E. von Schirmack of Austria. All these three scientists have done lots of hybridization experiment to rediscover Mendel's principles and laws based on which today's genetics is based. Now, let's start to understand the basic concept of genetics. In this first term, that is first biological or biotechnical term is coming to understand the genetics is heredity. And in class 10th also, you have already studied about the heredity. Now let's recall these terms which help you to understand the genetics in a well manner. Basically, heredity is related with the transmission of characters from one generation to another generation, or it is also related with the similarities and differences between the individuals or among the individuals of the same species. And that similarities and differences are transmitting through generation to one generation to another generation, like big gets like. And the concept of genetics, if we want to define, it is the mechanism of inheritance and causes of hereditary variations are basically responsible for the phenomenon of genetics. And this term was first coined by William Bateson in 1906. Now, the next important term to understand the genetics is traits. That term will be frequently used during explanation or description of this chapter, or whatever facts you will learn in coming classes of the chapter heredity and variation. The traits are basically specific characters vary from one individual to another in a particular species. And for example, you can understand it stem height or flower color in this pea plant. That stem height and flower color are the two different characters. And in this height, if we will consider the two different traits are there, which are you have already understood about tall and dwarf, and flower colors purple and white in case of sweet pea plant. Next important terms related with the genetics, that is the basic term, that is gene. And as you know that gene is the basic unit of heredity, and it is the portion of DNA that determines traits, and coined by Johanneson, which was Danish botanist in 1909. The another important term that we uh, want to know, or that you have to learn about the understanding of genetics, is hybrid. And hybrid is actually, here you can understand with the help of this figure, the crossing of two characters is going on. One is long yellow fruit. When crossed, this character flower is crossed with the another character of the same species, and that character, that trait is small red color of that fruit. When these two characters are crossed with each other, means male part and female part are taken from both these, and we after the cross breeding of this, we will obtain the hybrid of that, means long character of this one has come in the that character, and both the characters has been mixed here. Long as well as that red color have given a third type of trait, which is considered as the hybrid. Hybrid means mixture of both the traits has been come into that. And in Mendel's hybridization experiment are basically these type of experiments have been done to understand the laws of inheritance. Now, the next important term that you are able to see here, the pure breed. What do you mean by pure breed? Pure breed is, that word is used for plants that produce same trait for many generations. For example, you can see that you can see here a purple tall plant when crossed with purple short plant, then you will see that tall plant, tall plant, tall plant, and tall plant with purple colors are observing in that one. Now, when how that pure breed will be obtained, that is the concept that we will try to know in this chapter to understand in detail the Mendel's laws. But to understand these laws, these terms should be more clear. Now come to the next term that also you have studied in class 10, phenotype. Phenotype, when we are using this word, that means external features of a particular individual or individual plant or animal. Genotype, that word in genetics refers to the genetic constitution of that particular species or that trait. Homozygous word means, here you can see that when we will notate the homozygous condition by the capital P and capital P, means both the English letter, both the English alphabet are showing the two same genes. They are notation for the we can say that genotype with same allele. And here small p and small p, these are also the both, means from both the parents same type of parental plant, from same type of allele will contribute to make that particular individual or progeny. Then this term homozygous is used for that condition. But the another condition, that is we have seen in hybrid condition, heterozygous condition is there, means small p and capital P, that is showing the heterozygous condition of a particular plant or particular trait. Here some experiments of Mendel's uh, which are shown here, results of some here you can see that purple and white color flower of the pea plant are shown in this image. Now, what was the Mendel's experiment and how Mendel have proved these principles of inheritance? Here we will talk about Mendel's experiment. And in Mendel's experiment, first question that is arising, that what type of experiment he has done and why Mendel has succeeded, and or we can say that why Mendel has selected a particular plant, that is sweet pea plant or garden pea plant, for his experiment. Here some of the basic reasons due to which we can say that Mendel has taken these plants for his study. He chose garden peas and 7 pairs of the contrasting characters are there, with the help of which he was able to easily understand or observe the differences and similarities between the different traits of pea plant. Second important feature, these pea plants have short life cycle, which due to which results obtained within a year and worked on pure breeding traits. That is also one of the point here. Now, fourth point is easy to perform crosses and self-pollinated, means pea plant is self-pollinated as well as can be cross-pollinated, due to which the crosses can be easily performed on this plant and many seeds can be generated in one generation. That is also one of the reason due to which he was able to succeed by taking the pea plant as one of the core plant of his experiment. Now, here in this slide, you can see that how the structure of pea plant is modified for the self-pollination. Here, these are the petals of this plant, and anthers and carpels are in such type of situation. The anthers are not exposed to outside and carpels also twisted in such a manner no cross pollination is possible, means that plant is adapted for the self pollination due to its peculiar shape of the flower. Now, these are the 7 contrasting characters that Mendel has studied during his hybridization experiment on sweet pea plant. One of that character is flower position, and these are the 2 traits in this character. Top and side means top bearing flowers and top position in this plant. These flowers are positioning, and in side also one of the traits, some in some plants inside the flowers are positioning. Stem length or height, tall and short. Third characteristic was shape of the seeds, round or wrinkled. Color of the seed, green and yellow. And color of the seed coat, colored and white. And this is the 6th one, the pod shape, puffed and pinched, and pod color green and yellow. These are the 7 characters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which are the contrasting characters found in pea plant studied by Mendel in his monohybrid and dihybrid experiments. Now, let us start to understand what was the experimental techniques involved in these hybridization experiments that Mendel has performed at that time. The breeding experiments by Mendel done in 3 steps. The first step of these 3 steps, selection of pure parent plant, then production of first generation F1 generation, which is also known as first filial generation by the hybridization, and raising second filial generation by self pollination. Here he has done the crossbreed and crossbreeding experiment. Then that selfing of these F1 generation progenies has been done in the third step to get the result of the F2 generation. Now, the word emasculation, and this is the step of this experiment where actually what we are doing, the removal of anthers from the plant is going on when the anthers get mature, so that it cannot be we can self pollinated by the same flower. So before maturing the anthers or pollens, the anthers get removed from the plant and desired pollen can be dusted on the plant to prepare the hybrid or to cross the two different characters. That process of removal of anther in this technique is known as emasculation process. Okay? Now come to the term or the experiments that Mendel has performed at first level. These are the monohybrid crosses, and in today's class we will focus on monohybrid cross, and in next class we will talk about the dihybrid cross. So basically monohybrid cross word is used for the experiment of hybridization which were done by the Mendel, where Mendel has selected only one trait for the observation to conclude about the Mendelian principles. Why the plants were tall or dwarf? That is the first question arose in his mind. And here you can see that how two different traits in one character, that is height of the pea plant, is observed. One type of plant are tall and one type of plant are dwarf with reference to the characteristic feature or character stem height. There are two traits are visible in case of pea plant in this particular character. When Mendel has performed the monohybrid crosses, here he has taken the plant with one character observation, means that is height. For height, two traits, tall and dwarf. For tall, in he is notating here by the capital T, and here that is the pure dwarf, that is small t. When these two different characters have been crossed, then the result which are observed, we can see with the help of this chart the 4 hybrids which are in heterozygous condition, means one capital T and one small t in all the 4 type of plants have been observed by Mendel in his first step of observation of his experiment. Then when in F1 generations plant, these F1 generation plants, which one F1 generation plant? All the hybrid, means capital T and small t plants of the same generation, when crossed together, there will be the possibility and combination of the different traits in this manner, that you can understand with the help of that gamete distribution in this generation for different progenies will be in the ratio 3:1, and we can uh, conclude that, or Mendel has observed that in F2 generation, phenotypic ratio means tall and dwarf plants have been found in 3:1 ratio, and genotypic ratio means three types of genotypes, where you can see that one genotype is capital T, another genotype is capital T small t. Here are the two individual plant. You can see that observed by the mixing of these traits here. When you will try to understand this, two types of gametes are coming from here and two types of gametes are coming from here. Now in this you can see that how the two different types of ratios have been observed by Mendel in his experiment, and this was the slide which is showing the experiment have been done in the monohybrid crosses. Tall plants, parent generation. In parent generation, tall plant have been taken and crossed with the short plant. Step 1 of the monohybrid cross, where self-pollination of these plants have, these self-pollinated plants get cross-pollinated with each other, and in this these cross-pollinated plants, after the cross-pollination in F1 generation, the resultant plants, all resultant plants are tall, he has observed, means phenotypically all are tall. But as we have taken tall and dwarf, that means genotypes, means genes from both the parent plant have been observed here, but they are able to produce the tall character only. No short plant are observed in this F1 generation. And in step 3, he has self-pollinated uh, of the all these plants which are observed or which are found in this F1 generation. Then in F2 generation he found the result that the ratio 3:1 these two characters have been observed by him. That was the result he has seen in that. On the basis of these observations and results, the conclusion derived by the Mendel during his monohybrid experiments was, he concluded that gametes bring something from parents which Mendel called as factors. Means there are certain factors which are later on studied and researched or discovered as genes. Mendel has given at that time these specific factors as the name for these. And factors make a character appear in next generation. A pair of unique factor for each character, one inherited from each parent. Both contrasting, and that pair of unique factor is known as allele. That allele word is also one of the important term related with the genetics, means one character when expressing one gene, that gene is found in pairs, and these pairs individually known as alleles. Both contrasting traits appear in F2 generation. That was the another concluding point that Mendel had concluded after observing his result. Gametes bring something from parents which Mendel called factor, and factors make a character appear in next generation. A pair of unique factor for each character, one inherited from each parent, and both contrasting traits appear in F2 plants. These are the main concluding point. And the another concluding point, that one character which did not appear in F1 generation during his monohybrid experiment, he has called them as recessive, because these expression or that character has been suppressed by the another character. That's why that is known as recessive character, which has not been observed in F1 generation. Like in case of tall and dwarf, tall is appeared but dwarf character has not been appeared phenotypically. That means in that character height, tall is the dominant trait and dwarf is the recessive trait. The character which appear in F1 and F2 is dominant. Yes, in both the generation, whatever character is coming or observing, that is known as dominant character. Here in Mendel's first experiment in monohybrid cross, on the character height of the pea plant, there were two traits that he has crossed with each other, tall and dwarf, and he has concluded tall is the dominant trait and dwarf is the recessive trait. Now, from these conclusions, Mendel has given one statement, and that statement is known as law of dominance, or the first principle of inheritance, or first law of Mendel, known as law of dominance. And in very easy manner it can be defined as or stated as one factor in a pair may express itself and prevent expression of the other. That is the basic concept of law of dominance, which was given by Mendel by the observation of his first monohybrid crosses. Now, after this, try to check your knowledge or understanding that we have discussed in today's class. As you know that in today's class we have introduced the genetics with the help of some defining terms related with the genetics to understand the complex steps in the genetics. These basic terms should be clear to you. And second thing that we have taken that Mendel's monohybrid crosses, how these monohybrid crosses stated the or concluded the law of dominance. Now check your understanding with the help of these questions. Mendel worked on. Mendel's laws were discovered by. These are the four options that you have to select and you try to solve these. What are the alleles? Definition of alleles. Genotype is either genetic constitution or outer appearance. Which one is correct? And another set of questions that you can answer to check your understanding. Mendel studies pairs of contrasting characters in garden peas. How many pairs of contrasting characters in garden peas he has studied, that you have to fill here. Homozygous condition is capital T or capital T small t. Monohybrid cross differ in character, one character or two characters. Media presentation about the Punnett square, which is one of the technique to express the results of monohybrid cross. With the help of Punnett square, how can we show the result of monohybrid cross? That is one of the important fact that you have to learn in this class to understand the expression of Mendel's laws.
Punnett square and monohybrid cross. The Punnett square is a graphical method named after its inventor, British geneticist Reginald Punnett. It is a widely used way of easily visualizing the variety of gamete combinations in breeding experiments. The Punnett square is a two-dimensional table that resembles a window pane. On this table, the gametes from one parent will be listed along the top edge, while gametes from the other parent will be listed vertically along the left-hand edge. These various combinations will give us an idea of the probable outcome of the cross. Let's create a Punnett square to see the possible outcomes of a monohybrid cross. Let's consider the color of a flower, which is controlled by a single gene. Each gene has two alternative forms, which are called alleles. Red is the dominant color and white is recessive. A symbol will be designated for each allele in the gene pair. The dominant allele is represented by a capital letter R for the color red. The recessive allele is denoted by the corresponding lowercase letter, in this case lowercase r, for the color white. Because both parents produce the same genotype, capital R, lowercase r, it can produce only two types of gametes, either capital R or lowercase r. Now we'll write the gametes both horizontally and vertically so that we can determine the possible phenotype or external characteristics. For a homozygous dominant flower, the genotype would be R, a combination that will produce a red flower. If it is a heterozygous flower, the genotype would be R, r, and the flower it produces would also be red. However, if it is a homozygous recessive flower, the genotype would be r, and the resulting flower would be white. This phenotype will give us a ratio of 3:1, meaning there are 3 types of offspring which produce red flowers for every one offspring that produces white flowers. A Punnett square also illustrates genotype combinations. In this monohybrid cross, the homozygous dominant combination will be 1 out of 4, meaning it will be 25% of the genotypes. The homozygous recessive will also be 1 out of 4, meaning 25%. The remaining heterozygous genotypes will be 2 out of 4, meaning 50%. The genotype ratio of a monohybrid cross is 1:2:1. Summary. The Punnett square is a graphical method used for visualizing the gamete combinations in breeding experiments. The phenotype ratio of a monohybrid cross is 3:1. The genotype ratio of a monohybrid cross is 1:2:1.
Now I think it is clear to you how the Punnett square method help us to understand the observation and results to conclude the Mendel's laws of inheritance, that is first law of inheritance as well as second